Hello and good afternoon, everyone. First of all, and before starting, I want to thank everyone for joining our today's AITS webinar. We do have a wide audience today, and that's great. So for the people who are joining for the first time, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Nader Hamad, and I'm handling the channel and marketing in AITS. And I have with me today my colleague Tamim Kime, who will be our presenter for today's session, which is architecting from edge to enterprise topic. In this webinar, we will be starting with an intro of the Aviva Edge to Enterprise approach. Then we will discuss the standard system architecture levels, the different scenario possible for the deployment, with a deep focus on the Aviva Insight solution. So please feel free to type any question you will be having during the session in the question box, and we will be answering all your questions at the end. So now I just wish you an informative session, and I will leave you in safe hands with my colleague Tamim. Hi, Tamim.
Hi, Nader. Thank you for the introduction. Yes, it is really an interesting topic today that we're covering from a cloud solution perspective and from architecting let's say the subsystem that you have. So what we're going to cover in the next 30 to 40 minutes, and I will leave you with that. And this is where we will discuss the edge to enterprise strategy and deployment, and the different application or architecture levels, I would say, and what are the scenarios that you can have, and how you can combine them to include the different solutions from different area. And then we'll walk you through the AVEVA Insight, the component functionalities and features. And yeah, we'll show you a bit how you can kickstart and get your data into the clouds as easy as possible. So starting with the portfolio coverage from Aviva's side, we do cover different solutions in different area, and that tackles many aspects. So starting from the engineering, where we help to reduce the capex and optimize the engineering onto that, and then putting the let's say the design and engineering into an operation, a real-time operation, where also you need to cut costs and make sure that you enable the collaboration and the work efficiency over the entire online operation, into the performance, where you need to optimize the supply chain and to make sure that you have a smooth processing for the entire chain of supply. Of course, the solution within Aviva provided to serve the technology trends that are currently in the market, speaking about the cloud, the industrial IoT, the big data analytics, and the AR, VR, and machine learning, and AI as well. So from a deployment perspective, we have a different type of areas that solutions are being deployed. So starting with having an applications that are really deployed near the assets, thinking about edge application, maybe asset management, or maybe maintenance operation application or solutions. And we have other type of, or let's say the multi-site or regional center deployment, where it captures the entire data from across different sites and different systems. And of course, the last bit is the cloud, where it does enable your data insight, or enable your access to your data from internet or web browser. Now, speaking about the different areas where there's the same data that is being generated from the machine, or the data that's being generated from the operation level, it depends on the people who are viewing the data. So yes, the data is being collected in different areas, whether from near to the assets and or regional aspects and so on. But the requester who actually looking to have a view on this data will have to have the necessary tools to extract the right information that's relevant to his say, role or relevant to his day-to-day activities. So this is where it comes, where we have the application levels. We have the level one, involved mostly with the mechanical and instrumentation and sensors and electrical. And then we have the level two, where we have the controllers, where the logic sits connecting to those assets, where emphasize the process and emphasize the logic of how this process of how those sensors will be behaving, or controllers or assets will be behaving. Of course, you have near to the asset control, where you have also an HMI panels that's on the plant floor or shop floor. Speaking about the operation, where there is also monitoring and control to those connected assets, where we need to make sure that the day-to-day operation is being handled. And usually we call this as a tier one, where usually in tier one, it has the control capability. Moving to the tier two, where usually the control stuff. So whoever sits on level 2.5 would never be able to set the control, but he wants to get more information from the raw data collected during the operation. And this is where we have the tier two. Now tier three on the corporate level as well, capitalizing on the collected raw data and the collected information, or maybe collected reports, and then get an easy access to the historized data, or to the operational data, or whatever data that is being collected during the day-to-day operation, or from the asset that needs to be accessed literally from level 4 and level 5, using the simplest way of the simplest method of doing. So it's not necessarily to be connected to the local network, I would say. Usually they would request an access from anywhere. So using the 3G, or using the internet service, where tier 2 and tier 3 is more or less analytical need to access for the data and the information collected during the operation. So here we come up with, or here what we is stating the 3 different scenarios of deployment, where basically we have the normal, anything that deployed locally in the shop floor that's been accessed to the local network. We call them HMI, SCADA, control room, central regional site deployments that usually involves the day-to-day monitoring and control. Okay, and that's of course under the real-time operation. So we call that an on-premise solution, as everyone is aware of. When you have the same control room, or the same, let's say, functionality on on-premise solution, and you add into it the cloud connectivity, where you should be able to extract some of the data, or the raw data, whether from a local historian, or whether from a tier 2 historian, okay, into a cloud connection, or a cloud historian, where you need to do some analysis, a further drill down analysis into your raw data, so to come up with some KPIs, or maybe insights, and what enhancement that can be done, and what points we failed to achieve, and so forth. So this is where it comes. This is where you combine the on-premise and the cloud, and this is called the hybrid solution. The scenario 3 is more or less nothing existing local. So you have your equipment, your sensors, your machinery at the site, and you just need to extract the data to do further analysis, where there's no impose of a control of the system. It's usually all the logic is being built on the control, and there's no on the controller or on the machinery, and there is no impose of any command as an interaction from the operator on a day-to-day basis. So this scenario where you need just only to deploy a plug-and-play solution to extract the data and try to enhance more or less the operation level, or enhance or get an insight of your operation the very without interrupting even the existing process or the operation. So focusing on, or let's say, let's discuss the scenario 1 and scenario 2 in an application deployment level. So this is in scenario 1. You might have a local control room with all the set of applications, local historians, maybe the IO servers and the application servers as well, and there's the day-to-day operation as well, handled by supervisory clients and so forth. And that will be connected to the sensors and PLCs and machinery that you have in the plant. Scenario 2 is, or not scenario 2, sorry, another option that you might have, that you just bugged an OI server just to collect the data, where this OI server can connect also to its PLCs. You might have multiple of local control rooms and will be connected to a regional control room, where you need to monitor all those sites remotely. And also you can, of course, impose any control commands, or you can definitely see the day-to-day or handle the day-to-day operation. And of course, you can also connect directly to the controllers, or the PLCs, RTUs, gateways, or GCSs, or machineries of any kind. Now, of course, the tier 2 created, which is still local, part of the control room, but it will be, the tier 2 usually does not emphasize the control bit, so just only it's a matter of sending the data to a secure zone, where in that secure zone you want to provide an access to the enterprise users. And of course, if you want to add, once you want to enable the hybrid access into your system architecture or your control room, a publisher that can be added in any place, either in DMZ zone, or can be added on the main control regional center, where you can directly publish the data into the cloud, and there in cloud you will have an additional information or additional, I would say, tools where you can create KPIs and dashboards accordingly. Now, the third scenario that involves in that usually does not have any HMIs or local application running, or you might have a local application running or local SCADA, but you don't want to really interrupt that. You want just plug in a tool or plug in a connector where you need to push the data to the cloud. And this is where you're looking to add more of an analytic user. So I want to have a certain functionality into that solution, where I can get the insight of my data, of my process data, using a web access, and that's not through the local network. Maybe you want to give a multiple user access across let's say the state or across the city, and that will happen over the internet, and definitely using a web browser or a native app. I can have the access from any device, absolutely from any device, whether that's a tablet service or mobile device. Of course, you want to make sure that the control bit is being disabled, and definitely no one will be able to emphasize or to control any assets, stopping any machinery or affecting the ongoing process at the shop floor. And I want to have those data real-time basis on a time series stamp. So the data collected to be comes in a timestamp that has the time series enabled in that. So this will be a real-time data source. Plus, I need to be able to be access those information over 24/7. So I want to make sure that whatever data is collected is always there. And I'm actually not into engineering. I'm not an IT expert. I just need a very simple tool where I can create dashboards as easy as just a plug in, say, a solution where I can just only define what are my data sources, and that's it. So I need to have all of that with one platform, and this is where the Aviva Insight will come in play. So the deployment of the full cloud solution will start by having a gateway or a smart gateway installed near to the machine or installed near to the line or in the plant. Define what data you need to collect, and you will use the gateway, smart gateway here, to push the data into the IoT platform. And there with the IoT platform, where we have the Aviva Inside that are storing the information in an online historian, an online version of our historian. And on top of that online historian, we give you all the necessary tools to come up with a dashboard or to create a dashboard that will give you further insights on the information that you see. Okay, and this is where we will be covering the Aviva Insight. We'll discuss more about the Aviva Insight. So what is the Aviva Insight? Aviva Insight is it's a cloud-based solution, or also it's a cloud-based industrial solution that's used for to get an operation insight, production insight, performance, equipment OEE, equipment utilization. So this helps you getting all necessary information insights of your current operation at the field. Now, the data that can be accepted to the Aviva Inside, and pretty much this is that covering almost everything. The display, the another type, the string type, plus the alarms and events can be exported from an existing local application if required as well. Different type of publishers. So what you can see here on the left-hand side is that, assuming that you're already having an Aviva's application, and each one of the Aviva application have the publisher built in within its own. So it's just a matter of enabling the Aviva Inside, and then the data will be pushed automatically to the cloud. If Aviva application is not presented at the site, but we serve over 300 plus different drivers and protocols that can be plugged near to the machine and collect the data and push it also to the cloud. Other way of interaction where you need to interact as well with different applications on the cloud via the logical app, maybe from a data lake or from a Microsoft logical app cloud, where you can interact or send some commands or actions based on some alerts that you've configured. And of course, we provide you with the SDK tool that absolutely you can customize a different set of connectivity to be established with your asset, or with your application. So there is a different means and different scenarios where you can push the data to the cloud, and this is where Aviva Inside provides. So this is what you should be expecting when you first log in and you build your dashboard on the Aviva Inside. So the main dashboard here, where you can have the search box, and definitely will go and cover a glimpse of each functionalities within the Aviva Inside, but of course not everything, because there's many functionality, set of functionality in the Aviva Inside cannot be covered in the session. But of course, we'll have some detailed session later on walking you through the Aviva Inside. So We'll cover a bit of it in the session today, starting with the search box. So the search box here will provide you with the search tool. Search. You can search your assets. You can search your tags. It can be, and by the way, all the search conducted here in the search box is being served for history search that can be accessed, easy access or quick access at a later stage. The table of contents. Those are pre-built content and charts that can be used as simple as drag and drop. So whatever content that you've selected, you just only need to define what data source that you need to get, and this is usually we get it here on the right hand side. And you can easily move between those contents, and this is absolutely done without any single script line. So all those content is being updated regularly within Aviva. More content is being added, and definitely, if you save a content or if you save a chart, you can easily go back to that chart and change the way of presenting that chart over and over again. A quick filter, a quick time filter, where you've been provided with very easy quick time filters. Of course, you can customize those. You can define your own filters. You can even customize the time frame that you want to present or you want to have on the selected chart. So there's absolutely flexibility. I mean, extreme flexibility on how you want to see the data, how you want to present it, what is the time frame. So it's not something fixed. Once you save, you cannot do it. Now we can change it and modify it over and over again, and definitely this helps you to get more insights about the data that you're seeking. Last but not least is the keywords. So you can define here some keywords, maybe reflecting asset names, maybe reflecting areas, maybe reflecting operational areas, or maybe tag names. So all of those keywords can be even looked at from the search box here as well. So you can see what are the keywords that has been defined in all the safe contexts. Okay, covering a few more about the Aviva Insight. So this is the news feed. The news feed is it's sort of an automated algorithm that has been provided to you that will give you the news feed of your data. So the only configuration that you need to do here is to guide where to look. So what are the data that you need to get a news feed of? Also something on the news feed that I would like to highlight here is that it's absolutely so those algorithms are built in within the Aviva Inside, where you don't have to configure those algorithms. The only factor that you have to be aware of is that those news feeds will build up those news feeds by the time that you have more data coming into inside the cloud. So when you will get to start with the Aviva Insight, in 1 week to 2 weeks or 3 weeks time, you'll start to get some news feeds about your data, and you can absolutely change that depending on where to look. Like for instance, here is we're looking to on the well outlet flow. You can change and you can change to well 2 or well 3, for example, or the inlet flow as well. So it can give you more insights about your data. Of course, the GIS or the geographical presentation of your assets or your plants on the map. So as you can see here, the asset presentation is based on a coordinating, and definitely this is the zoom functionality, where if you would click the map view, you will get an entire view of the asset on the map. And of course, if you click in the asset, you will get to know more information about the asset or the KPIs and dashboard related to that particular asset. Now, for the historical alarm and events, of course, on the same content here, you can see that some areas have been highlighted. When you put the mouse over, you will see more details about the type of the alarms, the time associated on that alarm, and what are the description of that alarm, and if it has been acknowledged, who did acknowledge the alarm, and what area that's involving regarding that alarm. And of course, you can set alerts and conditions as well to be to initiate a workflow within the Insight on how we can or what to do if that alarm or that certain condition happens. That also can trigger also an action with other applications via the logical app through the API. Here are other things that are provided part of the Aviva Insight about the which relates more of the equipment efficiency. So we can have the equipment efficiency analysis. We can have the production events. Of course, we can have the analysis on the downtime reasons, causes, and as well as the utilization percentage of each and every equipment, and further drill down into the OEE analysis as well. So all of those content is being provided to you. Again, you just have to select what is the data source for those dashboards, and what are the equipment that you need to, I would say, define within the Aviva Inside, so you can get the use of these dashboards. So here, it's a quick video on how you can easy build or easy modify a process graphic. So in this example, you have an outlet, and this outlet, you need to add the status on this outlet. So as you can see here, it's an easy drag and drop. You just pick any tag that you have in your database, and just drag it into the graph, and here you go. This is what you will be getting. I mean, this is as easy as I said, a very simple tool that user friendly, and an engineering level, they can do the customization accordingly. So the next video, and we'll talk about it a bit before moving to the video, the actual video, is that this is a demo of a demo that's showing how easy to get your application data published into the cloud, assuming if you have a local HMI application. Okay. Now, the point from this video is that you can get the data published to the Aviva Inside and get the tags within the Aviva Inside under 3 minutes. And this is where it starts. So we'll start the counter, and for the one who's familiar with the local HMI application, so this is where you start the local HMI application. Now the application has been started, and in a minute or in seconds, you will see that the application will be running. So this is the publisher for the Aviva Inside. You just have to put the right name and the authentication access in order to define or point where to publish the data that will be collected from this application. So as you can see on the background here, the application is already running. And this is concerning the publisher from the Aviva Inside, where I need to decide where to publish the data. So the access now is being established. This is the application that we need to publish. You can define the data source for those published data where to be saved. Now we've created data source, and that data source named by Insight data. And then you would click and save, and that's it. So this is where absolutely you are done from publishing the data from the Insight. Now we'll go to the Aviva Insight, and this is the web access for Aviva Insight. You click sign in, and you enter your username and password. And once you get an access into the Aviva Inside, which the local application getting to publish the data in, you'll absolutely be presented with nothing there, because it's just only an empty out the database right now. So okay, this is the first guidance page that automatically will be appearing once you log in. You will go to the home page. And as you can see here, after you go into the home page, you will not have any dashboard created yet. Now, we'll click on the search box to see if there's any tags that are being published to the Aviva Inside or not. We'll click again, and because as the data is getting populated inside the cloud, now the tags will start to come, will start to be pushed one by one or a bit by bit to the Aviva cloud. And this is where you will get the updated tags from the local application published. So as you can see, it has been published with 5 tags. Now more tags is being published, so you can click and enable the view of the other tags, of those analog tags that has been published from the local application or local Aviva application. So this is an absolute, I mean, there's no any fast forwarding. This is recorded video on how easy and how fast to get your data published into the Aviva cloud. Now, where to start? But I feel that frankly, it's a very good point to start with. Now, by going to the inside.connect.aviva.com, you will be presented with this landing page. Now, the first option is where if you click try the free demo, that will take you to the public demo that we have made available for public access, where you can go through the components and the contents that has been created on that free demo. Now, with the free demo, you will be promoted with the guided instructor who would guide you through each and every component within the Aviva Inside. So it will give you a little bit of a kickstart on how to move between the menus and the options of the Aviva Inside, and definitely further support can be given as well by us. Now, if you go to the help within the Aviva Inside, definitely you can get there more videos demonstrating how to create dashboards, how to create content, how to create assets, and all of those supportive videos. Now, the other option is sign up for trial. Now, this sign up for trial will give you a 45 demo, a full functional Aviva Inside 45 days, where you can create you can create your database, and that will be limited for 1,000 tags. So with those information, you can easily get started with Aviva Inside. But then when the 45 days expired, you can create a new solution as well, and it will give you an additional 45 days. And this is just to make sure that to give you a very flexible plan or to give you enough time so you can work and practice and look into the Aviva Inside functionality. How to license? The licensing method on Aviva Inside is pretty much very simple. We have to decide how many users will be accessing the portal, and the number of tags that you're looking at. We have the 1,000, the 10,000, 25,000 we have in unlimited. And also decide for how many years you want to historize the information on Aviva's clouds. We have the 1 year and the 5 years option. Now, once you decide on the first 3 points, then you have to choose the plan. The light is the light standard and professional. So The light is 1,000, the standard is 10,000, and professional is 25,000. And when you choose and you pick for how many years you want to historize the data, then you pick and choose the number of users assigned to the plan. So of course we have the standard, the operation, and the data modular users. With this, to close our session today, there's I would say the more important 1 minute in the the session. I would say the Aviva Insight should not replace whatever you have from a local application. So it's not considered as an HMI or SCADA replacement. Basically, you should build on top of that. And the Aviva Inside is as easy as it gets. So there is only literally involving 2 steps to get your first dashboard built. So we make sure to provide you with all the set of tools and functionality on the web browser, with a minimum, with an absolute no script or line script to be written in order to create that dashboard. And definitely can be accessed anywhere and over the internet. Now, the Aviva Insight is good for production data insight, for performance and KPIs, for KPIs on the OEE and the asset utilization, and it is a real-time solution. There is absolutely no application or local application that will be installed as a tool and will not be used to build your dashboard. So you build your dashboard absolutely on the web, and you build your dashboards absolutely on the browser. The last Aviva Insight, based on working with many of the cloud providers in the market. Aviva Insight considers to be the first and the fastest cloud deployment solution ever in the market. So literally, you can deploy the solution in less than 3 minutes. Connect to your data, connect to your device via a gateway, publish the data to cloud, and use the entire web browser to create your content. So there is an absolutely made for engineers, for enterprise level access, where they don't have any IT background or let's say an expert on enterprise application background. Yes, with this this is the end of the session. Remain there for any questions. Yes, Nader.
Thank you, Tamim. Thanks for this interesting session. So now just let's wait for the audience questions. Ladies and gentlemen, feel free to type it in the question box, as we said before. In the meantime, I want to remind everyone that the webinar recording will be shared with you later on, so you can send it to your colleagues who couldn't attend today. And always, you can just follow us on LinkedIn and subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay updated with all these activities and news. Links are shared already in the chat box. So regarding the question, we received one so far. Tamim, let's start with that. What if I need to extract the data existing and historized in the Aviva Insight? How to do it?
Yeah, a good question. Well, there's 2 different ways of doing that. First of all, you have, maybe I did not cover this during the session, but you have a share button where you can extract extract reports from the share button, and those reports will be downloaded as an Excel sheet. Or you can get the Excel add-ons added inside the Excel sheet or Microsoft Excel Online, where you can work and create reports accordingly. Now, this is the first bit. The second bit is that we have Aviva Business Gateway. The Business Gateway is basically will create a direct access to the database in the Aviva. And this Business Gateway will enable you as well to use any third-party KPIs and dashboard solution. Speaking of SAP, speaking of Microsoft Power BI and other third-party BI solutions. So those are the 2 methods that you can extract the data from the Aviva Cloud.
Perfect. Second question, what are your advantages toward your competitors? So he's just asking what make us different from our competitors.
Yeah, that was a very good question. So I mentioned on the last slide here that yes, it is really the fastest solution to be deployed ever in the market. Speaking about other competitors, where really you have to involve in many steps on configuring those dashboards, and many of them that they have some tools that they have to build locally and then publish that tools that help you to build the KPIs of dashboard, okay? And then with many scripting lines, you have to publish that. So some other competitors as well, you will have to go and configure each device individually inside your cloud. So it's really complicating the way of deployment. I would not say it's not a good solution what they're offering, but it's not meant for I would say a non-IT expert engineer or not IT expert, I would say enterprise level access application. So someone will have to prepare this application. Someone will have to be with a strong background on how to build an application, and then he can provide it for you for the. So any modification, any edit, you would have again to call your IT expert team in order to modify that. With Aviva Insight, it's not meant to have an IT knowledge in order to work with the Aviva solution. We did everything for you. We did everything on your behalf. You just have to define two things: the data source and how you want to see it, and how you want to see the dashboard. All the configuration that I've just walked through is pretty much configured. So as you saw, just clicking the content, and then you will get the information that you want. Selecting the content and select what is the time frame that you want to have. So absolutely, the key competitive, we are competing on others where it's very simple solution to be deployed, and you don't have really to be an IT expert or IoT expert in order to work on our application.
Clear, thank you, Tamim. Next one, is the cloud solution hosted by Aviva in your own data center? What are the cybersecurity features for that?
Yeah, okay, good question. I would really advise you to walk through. Maybe I did not cover the security bit and the trust center provided by Aviva, but let me just try to open a browser here. There is the website. If you click through www.aviva.com, I'll just share my screen. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Is it visible? Is it on another?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, this is the website I just went through. It's called aviva.com .legal.trust. So this is concerning any information regarding the Aviva cloud. So you can go to system status, where it shows you the availability and the maintenance taking place on the cloud. The security followed for secure and safe access, and what are the legal binding agreements and the legal policies behind hosting your data at Aviva's cloud. So as simple as that, this is available for public. You can go through those information and get an insight about the status of the cloud, the status of your data, the status of the hosted, everything under maintenance, and so forth.
Okay. Next question, Tamim. In the third scenario, the full cloud, how's the PLC RTUs connected to Aviva Cloud or Insight? So he's asking about the connection between the field devices and the cloud. Through what?
Yeah, so it's not necessary to connect the PLCs and the RTU directly to the cloud. So if I will go back to the presentation here on the third scenario, so assuming that your PLC will be part of those existing local assets, so you will have to put a smart gateway, or IE2 gateway, any of the kind. Decide what data to be pushed from the PLC. So the gateway definitely will connect with the PLC, will connect via maybe a Modbus, will connect via different type of protocols, and then we will decide what tags that you need to push from the PLC, and the push will happen from that controller, the gateway controller. So this gateway controller will push the data into a predefined access, okay, that's concerning also the username and the access and the cloud address, and this is how you can push the data directly from the PLC without having a local HMI there.
Okay, thank you, Tamim. Let me check. It seems that's all. This is all the questions that we have received. So Tamim, thank you so much for your time today. I want to thank everyone for attending and for their questions today. We will be later on for sure we will share the recording of this webinar with all of you, and we'll be doing another webinar for the, let's say, a technical webinar regarding the Aviva Insight soon. For sure you will be notified for that as well. So thank you so much for your time, and stay safe till we'll meet again virtually with a new webinar topic. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.